He killed my sister. He killed my sister.
Welcome to Completely Evil. In case you're new here, I'm your host, Sean Carter. Before we get into it, please press the subscribe button and drop a comment. It helps my podcast to grow. Also, if you want to be super supportive, be a gem and go subscribe to my fashion channel, Fashion Slut with 2 T's on Spotify and YouTube. Today's case takes us to Detroit, Michigan, aka Motor City and the home to Motown. Detroit is full of landmarks that I cannot wait to visit. As soon as that weather that killed Martin Mama Bird lets up, I am out. I cannot wait to go to the Motown Museum. This is the story of 22-year-old Zlayiah Frazier. Zlayiah was in a long-lasting relationship with Jonathan Welch. I went on Zlayiah's Facebook and it seems as though they were very much in love. They were always together. They were always supporting one another. They were very affectionate with each other. Zlayiah's Facebook is full of posts with very sweet messages to Jonathan. One of the posts reads as follows. Cheers to the 6th sweetest day. We've celebrated the 6th year we loved, laughed, and shared and known each other. Cheers to growing, teaching, helping, and looking out for each other. We're here, kid, and I can't tell you how thankful I am to be able to grow with such an amazing man. We raised each other, but you taught me the most important thing. You guided me. You led and I followed. We've accomplished greatness together, bought our first home together, which we own, and many other things that's between the two of us. Laugh out loud. We cried, we yelled, and we hated, but we never grew apart. We never separated. God blessed me with a great man who leads, and you blessed me with our little man whom we can soon teach and welcome to greatness. You are our protector. You are the love of my life, and you're already an amazing father. I love you more than anyone can understand. Cheers to the old memories and many more to come. Their relationship took another important step when Zlayiah finds out that she's pregnant. Jonathan was so happy, especially when he finds out that he's having a son.
You get to carry on this greatness.
We have our boy.
He gotta be great. He gotta be great. He gotta be great. He got to. Another victory for Big Dog. Big Dog doing it. Another victory for Dog. Yeah. Yeah.
Buying a house together, having their first child together, never really leaving each other's side. How did we get here? Jonathan is completely the fuck evil. He is sick. That's how. On June 2nd, around 7:30 a.m., Zlayiah called the police to the 13,000 block of Kilbourne Avenue in East Detroit. She reported that Jonathan woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning and sexually assaulted her. Jonathan tortured her for hours after she would not give him the code to her phone. He punched her, strangled her with an extension cord. He burned her arms and legs with a hot metal spatula and poured gasoline all over her. He also sexually assaulted her with objects, including a pole. He beat her with a belt. When Jonathan went into the kitchen, Zlayiah ran to the neighbor's house. Jonathan, can't even call it, evil bastard's name, tried to drag her back, but he eventually gave up and left. He came back though. He came back and kicked in the neighbor's door, and he left again before the police got there. The police caught up with him though around 11:30 a.m. and he was charged with many offenses, including torture, home invasion, harmful device causing injury, criminal sexual conduct, assault to commit sexual penetration, assault to do great bodily harm, felonious assault, 3 counts of felonious assault. Now, despite all of the heinous crimes that Jonathan was accused of, the judge set his bond at $100K. His mother posted the required 10% of the $100K, meaning she paid $10,000. Let me repeat that. His mother paid $10,000 and bonded him out. And just like that, he was released to his mom's house on June 8th. He was ordered to stay away from Zlayiah, and they also put him on an ankle monitor. 2 days after his mom posted his bond, Jonathan killed her, Zlayiah, and his stepfather at his mom's house by stabbing them. The woman who bonded him out, the woman who gave birth to him at the house, he bonded out too. Jonathan's mom was able to run to her neighbor's house, and she still had the knife in her back, literally. The police and first responders arrived, and upon arrival, they found Zlayiah and Jonathan's son outside in the backyard. Jonathan had lowered him out the window, locked himself inside the house, and started firing at the police. The standoff with the police lasted for hours until Jonathan set the house on fire, and then he surrendered.
New information tonight into a barricade situation that unfolded overnight in Harper Woods.
It dragged on for 7 hours at a home on Kenosha. It's right in the area of 94 and Moross. Sean Lay's there for us tonight. And Sean, you spoke to a neighbor who helped one of the victims here.
Helped one of the victims' neighbors up and down the street in absolute shock by what they witnessed overnight. They may be in more shock after what we found about the 23-year-old suspect taken into custody here. We're talking about a young man who last Friday, before this attack, he posted bond. He was on a tether and charged with 7 crimes, including torture, assault, and criminal sexual conduct. Again, before this attack, wearing a tether, and then allegedly went on this stabbing spree. Cell phone video captured by a neighbor and shared with Local 4, showing you the intense ending to a horrific scene in Harper Woods. You can see a 23-year-old man surrendering to police, crawling down a home's front steps, then carefully taken into custody. It all started Sunday evening with a call to 911 from inside that home on Kenosha.
Caller stated that someone there is holding her hostage. She was trying to explain the situation, and then a lot of screaming started and the phone disconnected.
A woman held hostage, and we are told that young man was on a stabbing spree. The young man's mother making it out of the home and into Ruth Tabone's home right across the street.
I told her, I was like, what happened? She says, I was stabbed. I'm like, what? So then she started to collapse, so I helped her down, and I had to keep her up because at that point I see the knife was still on her back.
Shots were being fired at police from inside the home.
4 shots fired.
The home was then set on fire. Neighbors knew the young man had a baby and watched as he dropped that baby out of a window.
Like, he leaned out the window and dropped the baby on the grass.
Because he was going back in to do stuff?
Yeah, and the baby was naked while the house was on fire. This all was happening while the house was on fire.
You can see how carefully Harper Woods police and fire had to operate to put the fire out and then urge the 23-year-old to surrender. Once he did, police making the awful discovery. The bodies of the young man's father and girlfriend were found in the home. Back here live, neighbors say that girlfriend in her 20s losing her life in this awful attack, along with the man's father, believed to be about in his 40s or 50s. People on the street know this family well. They are pulling for the mother who was stabbed in this attack. She, at last check, was in critical condition. They also want to know how the baby is doing. Harper Woods police guys did not respond to our questions for an update on the mother and the baby all day today. As soon as we get an update on them, we'll certainly let you know. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Yeah, just awful all the way around. Sean, we appreciate it.
Jonathan Welch was let out on bond, accused of torturing his girlfriend. Police say he used that bond as freedom to take her life and the lives of others.
1 week ago, this shocking scene played out across the street from Jeff Wolf's Harper Woods home. Video showing 23-year-old Jonathan Welch surrendering to police after prosecutors say Welch killed his longtime girlfriend Zlayiah Frazier, his stepfather Robert Bray, setting his mother's home on fire and shooting at police. Also, Welch's own mother was stabbed in her back during the attack. Police now confirming tonight that mother, Flossie Nicole Bray, has died from her injuries. All this taking place after Welch was arrested and charged in June with torturing and sexually assaulting Frazier. But a 36th District Court magistrate gave Welch a $10,000 bond. Welch's mother bonding her son out. Hours later, police say Welch attacked her, Frazier, and his stepdad.
Hold up, y'all. There is a 4th victim. I didn't even know there was a 4th victim until I started doing the research on this story. This bastard is a serial killer. Mind you, this one happened before he killed his mom, his stepdad, and Zlayiah. On June 6, 2022, around 12:30 p.m., Detroit police were dispatched to 4630 block of Lenox Street for a deceased person. Apparently, Jonathan beat Natalia Morse to death and then took her car and set it on fire. Sound familiar? So I don't know what the relationship between the two is. I haven't come across the backstory, but he did plead guilty to all 4 murders. He was sentenced to 45 to 70 years for his mom Flossie, stepdad Robert, and his son's mother Zlayiah. And for Natalia Morse's murder, he got 20 to 40 years to be served concurrently. Natalia's mom had this to say at sentencing: "I am in pain every day. I hope you rot in jail. I'd like to see you burn. You're a piece of shit. I fucking hate you. I hope you get what's coming to you." And she also did an interview. Listen up.
Very complex case, but one thing is clear. The family of the woman who was murdered last year, and that's the latest homicide charge in this case, that family finds themselves devastated all over again.
Like, you took my daughter, you took somebody I can never get back, somebody I love. So I'm hurt for the rest of my life.
Chastity Morse is reliving the pain all over again, knowing Jonathan Welch, the Detroit man released on low bond after being charged with numerous felonies, including torture, is now charged in a 4th murder, that of Chastity's 24-year-old daughter, Natalia Morse.
Last time I saw her, I hugged her and told her I love her, and my kids was about to graduate, so she was talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna come down to the graduation." Yeah, she died the day before her sisters graduated. They had to go across stage the next day knowing their sister died. I told them, do it for your sister. So they went across stage for her. They did it for her.
Her body was found in a field on the city's east side in June of last year and was not positively identified until later. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says Welch is accused of killing Natalia with blunt force trauma to her head before stealing her car and setting it on fire.
Have you ever seen him before, prior to all of this?
No, it honestly kind of doesn't really make any sense how they have any connection whatsoever. So
her sister still going through the anger.
Did he deserve a bond? No, especially that low. It's absurd. I'm honestly speechless. The reform definitely needs to become a big major thing, because this happens all the time, you know. So much could have been prevented if they would have really looked at the bigger picture. You're a threat to the community, you know.
Meantime, the family of Natalia Morse try to remember the good times they had with a hole in their hearts that will never be filled.
She was the oldest sibling of the 7 of us. She was loving, the most kindest soul you could ever meet. Like, she had drive, and she was all about going to work, working on herself, her career. She was really driven to do better.
Zlayiah's family and friends got together to honor her memory, and they also spoke with News 4.
The community comes together tonight to honor a mother murdered this week in Harper Woods. Police say that 22-year-old mother died during a violent rampage on July 10th. Her boyfriend is the accused killer, and he was out on bond for trying to kill her just days before. Tonight, many people gathered in Warren to remember her. Megan Woods joins us live from Lincoln High School. And Megan, I know you spoke to family members who are also calling for justice.
They are about 100 family and friends met here at Lincoln High School, where Zlayiah attended just a few years ago and graduated. And tonight they were all wearing purple, her favorite color, and reflecting on the life that she was just beginning.
She didn't have to die. The system failed her.
22-year-old Zlayiah Frazier's mother is in tears as she faces what led to her daughter's murder. Zlayiah's boyfriend, 23-year-old Jonathan Welch, is accused of killing her and his stepfather Sunday in a violent rampage. Jonathan was out on a $10,000 bond for torturing and trying to kill Zlayiah. Her family is now frustrated with the 36th District Court Magistrate, Dawn White, who set the bond.
Her mistake cost my sister her life, and that hurts. There's nothing that can bring my sister back. There's nothing that somebody can say, no apology that's going to bring my sister back. That hurts.
She was a beautiful woman with a beautiful soul, very courageous, very outgoing,
and loved by family and friends.
The turnout itself made me emotional. My sister, just to see that she was this well loved and liked, and it just means a whole lot to me. This many people coming out.
They prayed together. Amen. And cried together. It's a pain this family doesn't want others to have to go through.
And I want all of y'all young folks to know abuse is not love.
Some people are afraid of being judged and everything, but your loved ones, they're not going to judge you. You know, we're here to help. Everyone's here to help. Everyone wish they could have helped my sister.
Zlayiah and Jonathan had a 1-year-old son together, and now her family is raising money to better support him as well as bury Zlayiah. If you want to donate, we'll have that information on clickondetroit.com. Live in Warren, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
I wonder why Zlayiah was at his mom's house. When I think about that, it literally makes me sad, because I think about, the plight of a woman. We're such forgiving people. We're such a forgiving gender. It's like we think we can love someone enough that they won't cheat. We think we can love someone enough that they won't hurt you physically, mentally, and it always backfires. This girl did everything right. She was financially responsible enough to purchase a home. She posted him in loving ways all up and down her social media, and look what it got her. You literally cannot raise a man. The judge that gave him that $100K bond is in the hot seat. The DA in that case said that was the highest bond he had seen her give to anyone in a while. What? What was the other ones? For assault and kidnapping and rape? Seriously? No wonder she's denying. She won't even talk to reporters. What can you say? So this is the bond hearing for Jonathan after the murders.
Egregious allegations that are pending, as well as the possible new charges and the contact violation. I'm asking the court to violate Mr. Welch's bond and remand him to the custody of the Wayne County Jail pending further proceedings.
Mr. Glenn?
No argument, Your Honor.
And although it's far too little, far too late, court is going to remand the defendant to the custody of the Wayne County Jail. This is the court's worst nightmare, worst possible scenario that could happen, in that a witness has been killed after the defendant was placed on bond, given benefit of the placed on bond on house arrest.
Can I talk? No. Can I talk, Your Honor?
You may want to discuss that with your attorney first.
All right.
So again, the court will remand the defendant. You have an exam set for August 4th.
That's correct.
At 1:30. All right.
He has to be beat uncomfortably.
Just wondering how you understand that the defendant has to be ready for carpootage if he's still there?
Yes, Judge, I will make sure that that arrangement is made should he still be in their custody by then.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Did y'all hear him say, "Can I say something?" I wonder what he wanted to say. When I tell y'all, I am disgusted. Rip Zlayiah, Flossie, Robert, and Natalia, you guys didn't deserve this at all. I would say justice was served, but I personally would have wanted to see the DP. Speaking of, what are your thoughts on DP? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, you guys. When people show you who they are, believe them. Stay safe, y'all. Bye.